and using this rotation style. Now let's do it. That's it. If we press the keys, right, left, now it looks good. Okay, so now what else? Now we need to make the jumping stuff. So for the jumping stuff, we're going to just move these guys and we are going to work. Okay, we're going to activate this thing when we press maybe not the space, maybe if we press no, yes, I think I like the space. Okay, so the space key, we're going to press it and we're going to start like making this kind of procedure. So as I told you, we are going to work with gravity, okay, the ground, and this variable jumping. When we start, we're going to create a loop. Okay, so we're going to create this loop and we're going to use something similar, repeat until. Okay, so we go to repeat until. We are going to repeat this loop until we are not pressing the space, okay, key. So when we stop like pressing this, so the loop will like stop. Okay, so we're going to use here again not, and then sensing, we go to key space press. So we are going to repeat the thing to make this character jump until, okay, until this key it is not pressed. So now, so then we need a condition. We can jump, okay, we can jump only if we are not jumping. Only if we are not jumping. Is jumping 0 equals no in this case for us. Okay, so we are going to jump if jumping, we go to data, then we drag this is jumping and we are going to go to operators and we are going to select equals, is jumping equals to 0. So if the knight is not jumping, if I have it with 1, it's like, for me, like it is like jumping. So in this case, if when we start the game the knight is not jumping, so that's why it's in 0. So if it's jumping, it's in 0, so that is disabled. We are going to start creating another variable that we need. So we have the gravity, that is the force, then we have the ground where we land, then we have this jumping to detect if we are jumping or not, and then we need another variable to store here the velocity, okay, in the y-axis for this knight. So you can call it like the velocity or the power of the jump or whatever. So I'm going to call it yvel. Okay, now I'm going to set this here. Okay, it's jumping. So if the knight is not jumping, I'm going to change this. Okay, so this is like the impulse of the knight. I'm going to set it just for now to 40 because it's a positive value, it is going up, right? Then I'm going to change this variable. So now it is starting to jump, so now we're going to change this to number 1. Then we're going to insert a loop to change the position of the knight in the y-axis. So we're going to use here forever, and we're going to drag it just under these guys. So this is a loop that it will be like when we start like jumping forever. So we are going to change the velocity, okay, the initial velocity that we have. So we're going to go here and we're going to change it, okay. So and we're going to increase, well, we are going to, the gravity is going to fight against the velocity. One is going up, one is going down. At the end, gravity will win, okay. So now we go here and we are going to use here yVelocity. We're going to use here in operators an addition. So we are going to change this variable plus the gravity. We go to data, gravity, and we insert it in here. So we're going to change this value in this loop. It will be like changing the velocity, okay, and plus the gravity. So one is positive, the other is negative, and at the end it will reduce this. Okay, it's going up with the initial force that it's 40, and then it will be like reducing. Now the next thing, we are going to change or update the position of our player. We're going to set y times the velocity that it's changing in that moment. Okay, so now if we do it right now, if I press this thing, let's see what happens now. It just stops here, there. Okay, so it is not like very natural, it looks quite awful. So and then, so let's go for more. So now the night it is in here, but of course then it will like start like reducing its velocity and its gravity. Okay, so now let's place it over here and check. It's going up, it is not stopping the loop. Why? So we need to stop the loop. How can we stop the loop? Well, to stop the loop, we're going to make this. We're going to create here another condition. Okay, so we're going to check here if, and we're going to set it just right here, and we are going to check if the positioning y, okay, so just let me change these values. Okay, so let's just move the velocity to 30, and then we're going to change that. So if you have it like that, and then you press, check what happens. Now it's like working, because now velocity is not like that strong. So check here. So I'm going to remove this. Check, my velocity is 30, my gravity is minus 9.8, and my ground is 80. So now I'm not using the ground. Check. If I just start, it jumps, and then it will just go down. So let's change this to 40 again. We press, and yes, try to jump. Okay, so the knight tries to jump, but then gravity, it is taking him down. So that will happen to us in real life. Okay, so but fortunately we have the ground to stop. Okay, to stop us from going down and down and down. Okay, this guy, it doesn't have this, so it needs a ground, so we need to detect the ground. So now if we are going in a number that is less than the ground, so the positioning y, so we need to set everything to reset and stop this loop. Okay, so to do that, we're going to check here if, and then we're going to check a condition. If the positioning y, okay, the positioning y of the knight, okay, it is less than the ground level, so we're going to set the y position of the knight. So we are going to like set it on the ground. We're going to set it, this guy, on the ground. Yes, and then we need to stop the loop. To stop the loop, we need to tell, you know, now the guy, it is not like jumping. If I just press until here, check, it stops here, but I cannot jump because now the variable is jumping, it is enabled. So, and we say that if we are like thinking like we are jumping, we cannot jump in the air. So we need to reset this variable, and we're going to set the jumping variable to 0 again. So we start, when we start, we set it to 1, and when we finish, we set it to 0. Then the velocity, we need to kill the velocity. So we kill the velocity, and then we are going to stop this loop. So we are going to stop this script. So after this, we go here and we stop. Now we test, and it looks quite okay. So we stop it, if you check it's like very high jumping. Now if you modify these values, you can tweak your jumping. So now let's change the velocity to 40 to see what happened. It looks better. And then what happened if we reduce or increase, in this case, the gravity to minus 4.8? So we just do this and check now. It's going down slowly. Okay, so now we are almost done. So we just need to check carefully. So where is the when we have this jumping position? Okay, so here we just go with the night. If you check the night, it is like appearing really fast on the in the position that it's over. Okay, so why? Well, we need to check. So for example, we have here forever, we're going to change the y to the velocity. So change, not set. Okay, so when we change, we are like increasing this little by a number. So that's why we have this kind of thing that looks kind of rude. So if you go here and you say just change, okay, change this, and we just return these things. Change by 10? No, in this case we're going to change it by the x, the y velocity, and then we're going to check. Oh, sorry, my mistake. This guy went. It's because I used x and it's y. Sorry. Change y, and then we just return this, and we're going to use the y velocity. We're going to increase the y by the velocity that is like updating every time with the gravity. So we just reset everything, and now check. It looks better. We can jump. And if we change these values now, for example, now I set it this to 30, the velocity, so the force of the jump, we just refresh. It's not jumping too much because it's like this, the force that is using to go for going up. But what about if we just reduce the gravity to minus 0.1? No, minus 1. Let's set it to minus 1. So we don't have a lot of force taking us down. Okay, check. So and then you can just adjust this minus 4, for example. We just update this thing and it looks better. You can use for something more realistic like minus 9.8, and probably this like 50 or something like that. It's quite fast. You can increase this by 75. Just refresh and check. So probably 60, and then that's the way you just adjust your jumping style. Check this one. It looks, but again, that you want to make it like hard, or you just can reduce this a little bit, 40, and then you just set this to minus 4.5, for example, and this looks a little bit better, smooth. And now we can just make something extra here. We have this guy and we go for custom, and then we just shift click right, left click, duplicate. We wait a little and we just duplicate this guy, and then we just select, click, and then here this icon on group, and then we just have some elements. So let's make like this guy is like jumping. We just rotate some of these parts. So probably this a little bit for here. Then we just adjust and just the head down and a little bit rotated. Probably the sword and even this guy. That's it, and maybe this friend too. And then we have this kind of jumping style thing. So then we're going to use this when we jump. So we go here, and so when we start like the loop, we're going to change this because it's when we start in the jumping thing. So we go here to loops, and then we go to switch to custom night 2. So we set it in here, and then when we finish, this is the one that is taking him down. When we finish, we change now to custom number 1 again. So change to number 1, and we do it here. So now if we try it, so let's see, is everything it's like okay. Yeah. Now what about this standing position? It looks quite happy. We ungroup, we just move it a little bit, so I don't want it to be so excited. Probably here, more like standing. Then this one over here, then this one here, and this head over here. Then we return. It is like more standing, and that's it. You have your knight. Obviously you need to create your individual frames for making like a walking cycle or something like that, something very simple, like with 3 frames I guess you are like done. So and basically that is the idea. You just can add a sound here, you can import a sound, or you can just upload a sound or something, okay, just to work with this thing. I don't know if I have a sound for jumping thing, and you are done with this thing. You just can start like thinking about your platform game, and this kind of jumping style, it is like based on Mario, okay. So, and I also have a tutorial for this for App Inventor. If you know App Inventor, you can try this, okay. So you can look in my channel. I have this video about how to jump like Mario. So and then here, let me check because I was looking for a sound. So probably we can use here laser or move, something very simple. Oh, sounds horrible. Probably we can record our jumping sound. Tweet. Oh, horrible, but we delete this part. Tweet. And then we just disappear this thing here in effects, fade out, then just the fade in, fade in, then we just tweet, and then we have a jumping sound. Horrible, but useful if you don't have anything, okay. And then we insert this when we start the jumping thing. We go to sound, play jumping sound. Here when we change this, that's it, and then we just press tweet. Maybe we can just remove this guy, the sound. It is because it's in the loop. So we'll just move it over here, and let's drag it from here. So probably we can have it, I'm not sure if it's here. No. Well, to take it take him out from the loop, we can use broadcast. Okay, we can broadcast a message. Okay, we go to events and then we are going to broadcast a message. So when we start like jumping and the message is play sound, that's it. So we're going to broadcast this message, and when we receive this message, the broadcast thing, we're going to switch. Oh, sorry. Switch to night 2. Oh, I forgot. I changed this thing, right? Well, don't pay attention to that. Let me just remove this part. I have to move these friends over here, and then I just remove this. The jumping sound, it will be in here. That's it. Oh, it sounds horrible. Then we go maybe here in the sound. Okay, I guess that's okay. So we're going to broadcast, but we're not going to it is like broadcasting this thing a lot. So let's remove that thing, and we're going to broadcast just in the moment that it's outside the loop. And now it is not like then we go here and then we add a new sound, and we're going to use this like when it's like landing. We just remove this thing, delete, and then we just like fade it out, and that's it. We go here to scripts, and then we're going to play this sound when we finish this thing. Okay, so we're going to go to sound number 2, and this is like landing sound. Landing. We're going to just go here to scripts. We're going to play sound landing when we finish the jumping thing. Well, these are not the best sound effects, but I guess they are working. Okay, so well, I hope you like this tutorial for Scratch, that it's quite simple. Okay, we will just check how to flip the character, okay, and then also how to make it jump, okay, based on the gravity, and set him in the ground. This is the ground that we just set the ground. You can set it over here, for example. So just let me do that. For example, if I want to change here, just move here to motion. Then I just move my guy here just to see the positioning. Why? So I change the ground to -47, and then you just update things. And this is my new ground. Okay, so and that's it. And we change also the graphics. Remember, we just edit it just to have a jumping and well, my name is Eduardo, and I hope you like this tutorial for Scratch. If you have any comments, suggestions, or ideas, please just let me know them, and I will see you next time. Thanks for watching this. Goodbye.